Hi everyone, Danielle here. I'm doing a solo overview of Witchcraft. This is a game that I got from Noble Knight Games, who is sponsoring this video. All right, so I've got this set up and it definitely looks like a lot. So let me kind of explain what I have put out. I have kind of towards the bottom of the screen the reference card on the phases. We'll go more into that in a bit. Starting here in this top row, we have a bunch of jurors. So there's Ichabod, Hackett, and Angel or Angel. Not sure how you pronounce it. So those are our jurors, and we have to try to persuade them throughout the game. In easy mode, you would put it on the 2 on the persuasion track of each of them. Otherwise, for normal mode, you could put it at 1. And I think for hard mode, you could put it on the 0 space. So I have 3 of those jurors out. Directly under each of those, I have a mission. So these missions are all Act 1s. So basically, you're going to grab all of the mission cards associated with the symbols of each of these specific jurors. You'll shuffle up the Act 1s, put them up face up like this, and then you'll shuffle up the Act 2 and Act 3, putting the Act 2 deck on top of the Act 3 face down like this. And then below those mission cards, we have challenge cards. So these challenges come from like a challenge deck, and these decks are also created based off of the icons on the juror as well. You'll notice that there are numbers on the bottom left of the mission cards. These mission cards numbers will tell you how many challenge cards should go below it. So I have 4, 4, 3. So that matches the 4, 4, and 3. Over here, we have the villager deck. To the right will be the spot for the lost souls pile. I have the challenge deck, and I'll have a challenge deck discard pile here. Some extra missions, which we may be able to get to in this overview. And then we have all the way at the top above each of the jurors, we have 2 conviction cards. So these are conviction cards with numbers on them, and they will be placed, after you shuffle it, you'll place 2 of them face down above each of those jurors. And then you'll just keep the deck here. So now talking about these cards, you have a couple of decks to think about. So basically, you're going to have witches, and this is my opening hand, so I could just quickly show you. This is a witch card. There's a hidden side and a revealed side for a witch card. And essentially, you would have had 24 of those witches, and then you're kind of like drawing them and choosing which side they're going to go on. And the side on the left, which would be the Coven deck, is where you'll be drawing cards from and playing from. The deck on the right is called the Recruit deck. You'll get opportunities throughout the game to gain cards from the Recruit deck to place into, I guess, your hand or your deck, depending on the ability. And then in your hand, you'll be drawing 5 cards from your Coven deck. To complete the Coven deck construction, though, you do have to think about the curses. We have a bunch of curses here, but you'll be taking 3 of those curses and shuffling it into the 12 Coven deck cards that you already chose. You'll shuffle them up, and then you'll draw your 5 cards. So in my hand here, I have a witch, a curse, a witch, and a witch. So unfortunately, it's not great to have curses in your hand, but we do have 2 in our opening hand. Yeah, a few witches. So the point of this game is to go through some missions and challenges and stop whenever we think we're ready to, and compare the 2 numbers added up above these jurors to the track number here. So if these 2 were 8 and this number was at 4, this juror would not have been persuaded. We would not have won them over. But if we had like 9 persuasion and their total number of conviction was 8, then we would actually have won over that juror. And depending on how many jurors you win over, that kind of impacts how you win the game. So I do want to show you the rule book to kind of show you that the result here. So on the bottom, depending on the number of convinced jurors, you do have results. So there's a major loss, a minor loss, draw, and victory. So obviously we want to convince all 3 jurors by the end of the game. So I'll be going through a few turns so you get the gist of how this game plays. I won't be able to finish the entire game, but really you'll be able to understand um, how to play. All right. So I have my hand of cards, and it'll be important to read through or understand how this gameplay works. So we have witches, and they have 2 sides to them. They have a hidden side and a revealed side. We have to decide which side we want to play the witch as. So in this case, this is Catherine Kent. It says, hidden for each Kent in play, including Catherine, discard a curse from your hand to the Coven discard pile, then draw a card from the Coven deck to replace it. So I think that's pretty helpful, and I know I have another Jane Kent. So, as you can tell, they are families because they have the same last name. So we're going to go ahead and read their hidden. +2 power if you have no curses in your hand. And I think that's ideal because what I'm going to do is I'm going to play Jane Kent onto the left side of my play area, signifying that they're being played on the hidden side. And then I'm going to play Catherine Kent as well on the hidden side. So again, for each Kent in play, discard a curse from your hand. Currently, there's 2 Kents. I have 2 curses in my hand. I'm going to discard it. And then it says, draw a card from the Coven deck to replace it. So I'll go ahead and draw 1, draw 2 because I discarded 2. So I have Hannah Miller and Eleanor Lilly. So far I've played 2 witches, and currently we are in the phase 1 play witches. We don't have to play all our witches just yet. We could move on to the second phase of choosing a mission, and then we could decide to play more of our witches, but let me just explore more of the witch cards here. So hidden on any one mission for each haze in play. I don't have any other haze, so that's probably not too beneficial. Revealed, move 1 or 2 face up challenges from any one mission to any other mission. So in this case, this might be good to wait until after I chose a mission and revealed the challenges. Hannah Miller, uncover a conviction on any juror. So that could be useful because then we get an idea of maybe at least one of the values of the conviction cards above a juror. So I think Hannah Miller, I'll go ahead and play that on the hidden side and go ahead and just flip this one over and see what it is. So that is a 4. So we're going to need this persuasion to be much higher. And then we have Eleanor Lilly. For each Lily in play, draw 1 card from the Coven deck, including Eleanor. Choose 1 card to put into your hand and shuffle the others back. Okay. So yeah, I think I will. It says revealed without looking, draw 2 cards from the recruit deck and place them on top of the Coven deck. I do like that idea. So I'll go ahead and play that on the revealed side, which is going to be the right side of my player area. Draw 2 cards and place them on top of my Coven deck. I like that because I know there are no curses in this deck, and they're just going to be witches now on the top of my deck. Now we have Gwen Hayes, and again, I'm going to keep this in my hand. We're moving on to choose mission. And then we do have to trigger these icons if they have any. So choosing a mission. So we have put out the fire at the woodcutter shed, protect our children at the school, and purify the well. So right now, we should count up our power. So that's a concept that we'll need to understand to overcome a mission and challenges. So powers are on the witch's cards. Depending on the side of the card you're playing, for these 3 cards, we played it on the hidden side. So we only look at the power on the top left of each card. So right now, this is 1, 2, 3. This plus sign is telling me that there's also additional power I could gain. It says +2 power if you have no curses in your hand. So that'll be +2. That's 3, 4, 5 power so far. And I do like to use this tracker here to do that. So I have 5 power so far. And then I look at the revealed side. looking on the right-hand side of those cards, right now we have a 0 here. So our current power is 5. So I don't think I want to go for this mission because looking at this mission card, we know a few things. The top left is the amount of power we will need to overcome this mission. If we overcome it, we get to do this success ability, recruit a witch. Otherwise, nothing will happen, and I think it'll be a waste of a turn. So we have one more card in our hand. So again, after we choose our mission, we get to play remaining witches, and we actually have to play every single witch. We don't get to choose to keep it in our hand. I'll probably play on the side on the right, so I'll have a total of 7 power. So right now I'm trying to decide between either this mission or this mission. And I know this has 3 challenges and this has 4. So I think I'll go ahead and go for this one. All right. So we'll go ahead and flip it over. And I'm trying to see if there's any of these icons to resolve. So it has to look like that. Okay. So in this instance, we do have that icon here. It says chosen. Each challenge on this mission other than wood sprites gets +1 difficulty. So this has 4 as a difficulty. And now this is a 3 and now this is a 3. So that is unfortunate. And I only have possibly 7. So we've chosen the mission. Now we play the remaining witches. We'll play Gwen Hayes on the right. We get to move 1 or 2 face-up challenges from one mission to any other. So looking at the failure, if we fail to overcome these, we will have to fulfill these. So lose a villager's card, which we currently don't have, or decrease Hagrid's persuasion. I don't love the idea of decreasing anything. I'm gonna move this over here using the Gwen Hayes ability. And then we're adding 2 to the power. So now we have to resolve. So my available power I've determined is 7. And then now I have to overcome the challenges. So I need at least 4 remaining to overcome this specific mission. So I'm just going to say I have 3 to work with. And 3 would only allow me to get through the plague rat. So I'll go ahead and do that. Discard that challenge card. So now this is left, but there's no failure on it. So we'll just discard it. And then we can use the remaining 4 because we used 3 on that other challenge. Remaining 4 power to overcome, put out the fire at the woodcutter's shed. So we've successfully done it. We don't have to lose a villager's card. Not that we had one. But now we get to decide what to do with the persuasion. We could decide to add 2 to the persuasion track of the juror that was in my column. So it would be the Ichabod. So it would be at 4. Or I could choose to add 1 persuasion to any of the other jurors. I think in this case, I will move up twice here on Ichabod's. And now, because I overcame this, this goes into a discard pile. And we will refill with a new mission. All right. And actually, you probably would not do this until the recover phase. So let's do this in order. So essentially, we've resolved the mission. We overcame the challenges. We overcame the mission. And now we suffer the aftermath. We didn't have any aftermath really to suffer at this point. And then 5th is to go to trial. And going to trial is basically where we decide to end the game and look at all of the conviction cards and see if our persuasion exceeds the conviction numbers. So if that's the case, we would be able to look at how many convinced jurors we have and figure out the results. In this case, we'll continue to the recover phase. Recover phase is flipping over a new mission and then putting out the number of challenge cards that the mission card states, which is 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So now that will be face down underneath that mission. All right, so now these 3 are going to be placed into the discard pile. And now these will be placed in another type of discard pile. So currently, these cards are actually in a pile called the jail, I think. And so there are things that will refer to the jail pile, which will be filled with cards we play on the revealed side. Then you draw back up to 5 cards in your hand. All right, looks good. We have 5 witches. All right, and then something to note is that if you happen to have any leftover power, say you didn't end up using it on all your challenges, you didn't use it on your mission, they don't roll over, so you automatically start back at 0 in this new round. So let's do one more round here. We have Amelia Stevens, Mary Perrin, Jocelyn Hayes, Norma Tancred, and Liliana Sullivan. Fortunately, none of them belong to each other's families. They are all different. So that's going to make it a little bit tough. But I am going to play Liliana Sullivan on the revealed side. Discard a challenge from any one mission. So I'm probably going to discard this one because I don't like the failure, and I think I'd rather just get rid of the one that I see. And then we have Norma on any one mission for each 10 credit in play, including Norma, discard a challenge. Think we'll hold on to that one for now. We have revealed, uncover all challenges on any one mission, then discard one of those challenges. Ooh, let's definitely do that. So Jocelyn Hayes. So I think I'll probably go for this mission later. So I think I'll look here. Ooh, yeah, we're gonna discard this, the Nixies. All right, so we have 3 more witches, plus 1 power for each villager on the villagers cards, and the lost souls. So that's not gonna help. We have reveal plus 2 for each villager on the villagers cards and the lost souls pile. No, that won't help either. Amelia Stevens, capture a face-up familiar on any one mission. Don't know if I see a familiar on these. Yeah. And then the last one, uncover all challenges on any one mission. I'll go ahead and do that. I'll put it on the left and undo this one, just see what there is. Recruit a witch looks good. Not too many failures. Gaining a curse is not great either, though. Okay. So those are the cards there. We do have 2 more cards, but I think we'll choose our mission, which is going to be this one. And I'm going to want to play this on the right-hand side for the maximum power of 3. Decide as a 2. So that comes into account when you're trying to decide how you're playing your witches. And for this one, I am going to play it. See, right now we don't have any villagers. These are the villagers. So nothing would really help. I don't want to lose this card. If I put it to the right, it's the Lost Souls. If I put it to the left, it comes back into my deck. So I'm going to put it here. And I'm not going to do that hidden ability. So now we're going on to resolving missions. Let's determine our available power. So available power is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So 9 is a good number. And then let's see what challenges we can overcome. We need 4, so we could do it on 5. So we have enough to do all 5. 2, 2, 1. So success for this is uncover one of Angel's conviction cards. Cool. Let's do that. That's a 6. That is a lot. And then the rest of it will be used to do this. It says discard a challenge from any other mission. And I am inclined to discard this one because it requires 4 power. That's too much. Okay. So that was the second mission that we completed. This goes into the discard pile. This goes into the into the jail pile. And then we'll go into the decision of whether or not we want to go to trial. I don't think so. We have not done enough work to increase the persuasion by any means. So we would continue to go through this game, complete the challenges, overcome the missions, and hopefully we get to a point where we're comfortable enough to win over each of these 3 jurors in the game. All right. Well, that is the end of this overview of witchcraft. I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope I didn't make too many goofs here, but if I did, let me know, and I will highlight it in a comment below. I find this game to be pretty tough. Lots of kind of luck in terms of what you're drawing, and of course the challenge cards are also a little bit surprising. A lot of luck with the conviction cards too. But very enjoyable. This is a fun theme. I don't have many games with this type of witchcraft um, theme, but it's definitely fun. All right. If you're not already subscribed, please consider subscribing. A like or a comment is always appreciated. And thanks so much for watching. Bye.